Well, family, in case you hadn't heard, JACATTACK is back. As most of you know, right around the time she issued the mass refunds to all of the suckers who bought her shit sticks about a month ago, she completely ghosted from all social media. I, for one, had more or less completely forgotten about Miss Shill until, quite randomly, about 2 days ago, I wondered if maybe, just maybe, we had seen the last of her. I thought maybe she had gotten her insurance payout from her disastrous launch and just had escaped to a secluded island somewhere to live under an assumed name and to just live richly off of her Morphe commissions until death's sweet release. But no, oh no, there's far too many suckers still left to swindle, and the machinations for phase 2 of Jaclyn Cosmetics must be set into motion. And it turns out she finally uploaded a video to YouTube yesterday called Where I've Been, which I only knew about because just as I was heading to bed last night, my descent into a peaceful slumber was interrupted when I learned that Petty Page had uploaded a video called I Watched Jaclyn Hill's What I've Been or Where I've Been video so you didn't have to. Though Page's video was called I Watched Jaclyn's video so you don't have to, my disbelief over what was, or more accurately, what wasn't in Jaclyn's video got the best of me. So here we are. I just watched Jaclyn's video for myself and I gotta tell you, I rolled my eyes so hard I almost fainted. Thrice. Early on in this video, she says something to the effect of, doing this video might be the biggest mistake of my career. Really? The video might be the biggest mistake. She goes on to say that everyone has been telling her to not address anything, to stay quiet and just let this whole thing blow over, which is what she's been doing and more or less what she is continuing to do with this video. Because I remember checking the progress bar and it was around the 5-minute mark of the video and she still had said nothing substantive. She then made reference to not doing the YouTube standard of going with no makeup, wearing a hoodie, sitting on the floor, and that she was being professional today. Not really, JACATTACK. Putting on some lashes and color coordinating your backdrop to your shirt is not necessarily being professional, especially bearing in mind that you continue to avoid addressing any of these serious questions about the contamination of your products, and you continue to skirt any and all culpability. Around this point in the video, she starts to cry and she says, please don't let the fact that tears are coming to my eyes make you think that I'm playing the victim or trying to get attention. She pulled a Tarte. Because leaving the crying in the video is pity me 101, but to then Svengali your audience into thinking that you somehow don't know exactly what you're doing by leaving that in and then saying, oh, don't think I'm leaving this in because I want pity. It's masterful manipulation. I have to tip my hat. And then she goes on to continue insisting that she worked with the best labs and the best people, and immediately adds that she's not going to address the rumors. Here's the rich part. Because it would make the video too long. That's the reason? That's why you're not going to answer anyone's questions about what happened? Because people will forgive a long video if it meant that you finally started telling the truth. It's actually genius. To quote George Costanza, it's not a lie if you believe it. Frankly, her strategy to ignore, deny, lie has worked. So I guess if it's good enough for the Drumpf administration, it's good enough for Team Shill. I mean, I can't say it isn't working. This too shall blow over, and all the while she's creating a narrative that she didn't run and hide and just wait for it to blow over, whereas that's exactly what has happened. She also admits that she made a lot of mistakes and her quality control team failed her, again, throwing other people under the bus, and says that she wasn't involved enough in quality control. No shit. She also says that she overhyped the launch. Now listen, everybody makes mistakes, but the way she responded to the disaster that was this product launch consistently indicated that she didn't care. Rather, it illustrates that yes, she definitely did overhype the launch because she needed to hype it up to make sure she could secure that bag and cared not at all about the quality of the products or the experiences of her customers. Especially considering that to this day, Jaclyn and no one at Jaclyn Cosmetics has ever acknowledged that those lipsticks are obviously contaminated, and they continue to insist that they are safe to use despite their refunds. If you want to see how to do things correctly, essentially the exact opposite of what happened here, look at Lisa Eldridge. She recently launched a summer collection of lipsticks and actually pulled one of the shades from the collection because it wasn't up to her standard. She certainly could have gone on to sell it to people anyway, but she didn't. JACATTACK also made a point to say that what she does as a CEO is confidential. She says she's fired a bunch of people and hired a bunch of people, and she now has a whole ass QC team for all different things, which is as vague as it gets. So she just got a quality control team now, not before/during the launch? She should have been did that. I know nothing about cosmetics manufacturing. But why did it take this for her to realize that she needs proper QC? Seems like even the most fraudulent of boss bitches, which she repeatedly called herself in this video, should at least know that much. She said that she didn't delete all of her social media to run away from her problems, but she did it because she needed to rebuild, restructure, and she needed to get herself right. And at the end of the day, she is a human being. A thieving one, but a human being nonetheless. And I can understand that she was undoubtedly getting an untenable amount of backlash on the Instagrams and the Twitters and whatnot. But I also feel like that was very much self-inflicted. That isn't to say that anyone deserves relentless vitriol, but because she insisted on stacking lies on lies on lies, that was why people were outraged. And I am sure that is why so many people's displeasure verged into cruelty. By no means do I think that she deserved straight up hatred, but I also do think that her customers deserve the truth. Unfortunately, it's clear that they are never going to get it. Ever. She has a launch on the way where she's using a lab that's completely different from her previous one. She also said that she was supposed to have a launch every 6 to 8 weeks for the rest of this year, but now that's not going to happen because she has to completely redo her production protocol with different labs. Which, by the way, when she said she had planned launches every 6 to 8 weeks, that actually backs up my hunch from my previous video, the one where she was showing all of her receipts, and I surmised that those receipts that she was showing, not that many of them meant much or made much sense to the average person, could very well correlate to upcoming launches and or restocks of her existing shit sticks. Meaning that paperwork didn't necessarily mean that she wasn't selling lipsticks that were like 3 years old. Another weird thing she said was that she hadn't left her house in like 5 weeks. So I guess she's rebuilding her entire brand, going to tons of meetings and scouting new labs via Skype. FaceTime maybe? I don't know. As I said, I know nothing about launching a cosmetics brand, but I imagine you would have to go outside once or twice. And I don't know why she included this, but she also mentions that her next video is going to be a tutorial, which is whatever. But she also made a point to say that she filmed it before this whole debacle, and she's still going to put it up because she really loves the look and the products that she used. Something is very strange to me about why she included this information about her upcoming tutorial, but if the products she loves so much include her shit sticks, I swear to God. Or, and this is purely what my gut is telling me, that tutorial is going to focus around some new Morphe launch. In other words, she's preemptively apologizing for this video because it's yet another Morphe ad. Bet it. Because she's had ample time to refilm and do a new tutorial. There is no reason for her to put up a video that might cause an uproar in terms of the products that she used. So something is up, but we'll just have to wait and see what it is. But at this point, I would say that the Costco Kardashian has mastered outrage marketing and professional trolling in her own right, so buckle up, buckaroos. At the end of the video, she apologizes to the first girl who complained about her lipstick. The first girl has a name, JACATTACK, and you know that good and goddamn well. And even if you didn't remember it, you should have jotted it down before filming your video. The fact that you didn't simply reinforces just how much you do not care. Beyond failing to apologize to the first girl by name, she did have some legitimate aspects of the apology in the video, where she said she didn't act the way she should have, nor take the complaints seriously enough. So good on her for that, but also at the same time, as my friend Margarita would say, no shit, Sherlock Holmes. Anyway, that is gonna do it for this, my latest installment of Nobody Asked You Ho, volume 27 or something. Thank you for hanging with me while I ranted and raved, and I feel like my video sign-off is probably as poignant as it has ever been on this one. Never trust anyone with a Morphe code. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.